They're finally here, the AirPods Pro 2nd generation. How good are they? Let's find out. And let's start with the unboxing. And here they are. You also get the charging cable, that's a USB-C to Lightning adapter, and the ear tips. And this here you also have an extra small, in addition to the small, large, and the medium that comes already on the AirPods. Let's start with the design, and here not much has changed aesthetically from the first generation AirPods Pro 2. And I found that a bit atypical and a bit strange from Apple. You know, companies try to squeeze as much money as they can from their customers, and one of the ways is have them want to buy a new product every single year or upgrade every single year. Now, Apple enjoys a huge loyal fan base, has great and very strong brand image, and a good portion of that fan base will purchase the new Apple product every year. And I would say a small subset of those people do it for the prestige of just having the latest and greatest Apple product, or the perceived prestige maybe. And that could be why Apple releases new exclusive colors of their phones or their Apple Watch bands every year, because that's an easy way to show to the world that you have the latest Apple product. Well, if you were thinking of buying the AirPods Pro 2 for that reason, you're out of luck, because not much has changed, at least aesthetically, from the previous generations. I have both cases over here, the first generation AirPods Pro and the second generation. And on the case itself is where there's the only visible difference. The newer one has a speaker over here and a lanyard loop. But then when you look at the AirPods themselves, there's very little discernible difference between the two, save for the placement of the microphones or the sensor, but very subtle differences. Otherwise, they look really, really similar. However, under the hood is where there has been a lot of changes. Starting with the case has Find My capabilities right now, so it has a U1 chip, similar to the AirTags, which allows you to more accurately find the location of the case if you misplace it. Now, previously you could do it with the first generation, however, that was through the connection to the actual AirPods inside the case, and I found it wasn't very accurate or responsive. Now you can find them even without the AirPods being in the case. It also gives you more precise location tracking, so you can, with arrows, similar to how you find an AirTag, find the location of the AirPods Pro case. And with the addition of the speaker on the case itself, finding a lost AirPods Pro case or a misplaced one is even easier, because now it emits a loud sound when you press that on the Find My. And again, previously you could do it, however, the sound would come from the AirPods Pro themselves. And when the AirPods Pro are inside the case and the case is shut close, the sound is quite low for it to be usable in finding the AirPods Pro. In addition to that, the case now supports MagSafe charging, which isn't entirely new. While that was not an option on the first generation AirPods Pro when they were released, Apple did silently release last year a new case which was MagSafe compatible. However, the new addition with the new AirPods Pro 2 is that they can also be charged on an Apple Watch charger, which is a great addition. You know, at times when you're wirelessly charging the case, you don't know if you place it in the right position or not. You need to move it around a little bit. Now there's a chime from the speaker to indicate you're charging, but also if you place it on a MagSafe or an Apple Watch charger, both of which are magnetic, then it just snaps into place and charges right away, and I absolutely love that feature. There's also improvement in battery life. The previous AirPods Pro used to give you 4.5 hours and up to 24 hours with the case. Now they give you 6 hours and up to 30 hours with the case. And now let's look at the buds themselves. The new AirPods Pro have the H2 chip, which promises 2 times better noise cancellation, and it also introduces adaptive transparency mode, which is supposed to bring down or attenuate loud sounds when you have transparency mode enabled. We'll talk in the later part of the review on how effective that was. There's also a new low distortion driver and a new amplifier, which gives you even better sound quality. And my favorite addition to the AirPods Pro is volume control. That was one of the things I did not like about the previous generation, the fact that you can only control volume through your phone or through Siri, or if you had an Apple Watch by turning the dial or the crown on the Apple Watch. Now the stem, which has the force sensor, is also touch sensitive, and you can swipe up or down on the stem to increase or decrease volume. In my testing, I did not find it too responsive or too easy to manipulate. However, it might be that I just need to get used to it. I still find the touch control for volume on the Bose QC earbuds, for example, much more intuitive and much more responsive. Granted, they do have a larger surface area to work with, but even the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro from Samsung, which have the lab feature and you can actually tap the back of your ear or your earlobe to increase or decrease volume, that actually works, I think, a bit better. I will release a comparison video comparing the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro, the Bose QC Earbuds 2, and the new AirPods Pro 2, so make sure to subscribe to my channel to know more when this video is released. Now let's talk about the sound quality, and I think the first AirPods sounded okay. These do sound better. When I ran tests head-to-head, comparing both, the sound on the AirPods Pro first generation sounded muffled and lifeless compared to that of the second gen. I really liked how it sounded. It sounded dynamic, bright, full sound, and also lifelike. I will also release a comparison video between the first generation AirPod Pro and the second, and my thoughts on whether you should upgrade or not. So again, make sure to subscribe to get notified when I release that. Now let's talk about the noise cancellation. Now Apple promises 2 times better noise cancellation. There's no way for me to scientifically validate that claim. However, I do not think it's twice as better. It is better, noticeably better, but just 2 times is a bit too bold of a statement. I spent some time on a loud street and I alternated between the old and the new ones, and it is a significant improvement. I also tried to simulate airplane cabin noise by turning on a hairdryer and a vacuum cleaner, to get that low frequency rumble, and they are better. They are actually quite good. The first generation AirPods had one of the better noise cancellation in the market, and this one is even better. I think it's going to be hard to beat, save for the Bose QC earbuds, which still are superior. And that's the second generation that was released recently. The noise cancellation there is phenomenal. I did make a separate review on the Bose QC Earbuds 2. You can watch it by clicking over here. And again, I will make a new video comparing all 3 earbuds. So make sure to subscribe to get notified when I release that. From ANC to transparency mode, and I think the AirPods have the best transparency mode in the market. They sound very natural to the point that you don't feel you have earbuds on anymore, and these are no exception. The adaptive transparency mode, on the other hand, I was less than impressed with it. I did go down to that busy street and I kept toggling that adaptive transparency mode on and off, and I couldn't notice any difference. At some point, there were ambulances that passed by quite distantly though, and I still did not hear any difference. Now that could be because they were distant, the siren was not that loud, still audible but not very sharp. I'm not sure what threshold Apple is using to determine which voices or noises to cut down, but that was my experience on the street. When I came back home, I did a few other tests. So I turned on my fire alarm and then I did notice some difference, so the sound was less sharp. It did not disappear, of course, it was just less painfully sharp. I also turned on the blender and it did cut down a little bit on that sound. However, with the hairdryer and the vacuum cleaner, there was no discernible difference. And again here, Bose and their new QC Earbuds 2 have a similar feature, but that one works actually much better in my opinion. Stay tuned for my comparison review for more details on that. In terms of price, these are priced the same way the first generation AirPods Pro 2 were, at $249. Now let's see how they perform in our call quality tests. So this is what the AirPods Pro 2 sound like in a quiet environment. I will now turn on a loud hairdryer so you can see or hear how well they cancel out the sound of a hairdryer. And this is how the AirPods Pro 2 sound with a loud hairdryer running in the background. So again, these are the Apple AirPods Pro 2 with a loud hairdryer running in the background. And now for the final test, I will head outside to show you how they perform in a real-life situation with loud ambient sounds on a loud, busy street. So I'm outside right now on a very busy street with the AirPods Pro 2 in my ears. There's a highway right below me with cars passing by, but also from all around. And there's a little bit of wind as well. So let me now switch to the iPhone's camera so you can hear how loud the environment actually is. And now this is the iPhone's camera, so you can hear how loud the environment actually is over here. And let me know in the comments section below what you thought about the performance of the AirPods Pro 2 in a loud environment. So that's it for now. Let me know in the comments section what you thought about the new AirPods Pro 2. And as I said, please do subscribe to my channel if you'd like to get notified whenever I release the new videos comparing the AirPods Pro 2 to the first generation AirPods, but also to the newly released Bose QC Earbuds 2 and the Samsung Buds 2 Pro. Till next time, cheers.